We will dismantle them. Go back to your villages and tell them that what we have today, we must gang up to remove this because it's not sustainable. We will make sure that we are everywhere. We will vote, the vote will count, and those who think they will not count it, will count them. So, we will make it work. Go and read the Titanic. When it was sinking, some people were on upper deck. They didn't know it was going down till everybody. Because those who are dancing now don't know that the plane is sinking. When it comes, it will consume everybody. Nobody will be safe. Whether you are very rich, whether you own all the houses in Abuja, or all the houses in this thing. I've been to places that have better buildings. I've been to Beirut, Afghanistan, where they have lovely buildings, and you see them all destroyed. So when people are now acquiring what they don't need, instead of sacrificing to have peace by having one or two, they think they can have 100. When it starts, you can't carry any. You'll be running with you'll be running, can I be safe? Everybody will end up being in refugee camp. Everybody will end up being in refugee camp. Today in Nigeria, we're not at war. Nigerians are in refugee camp in their own countries. Nigerians are refugees in Chad. Nigerians are refugees in Cameroon. And we are not at war. The only reason is that we don't have a government who cares for the people. People are being killed daily. Nobody goes to say to them, we're sorry. Nobody visits them. Nobody cares. All you get in Nigeria is that some people are rich so they can afford to celebrate. We're not going to where we're going to do celebration, close street, do this and everything. So please continue to sacrifice.
That was Peter Obi, the former governor of Anambra State and the former presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 presidential election, speaking to the Obidients in Abuja and invariably speaking to the whole of Nigeria, warning that what happened in 2023 will not be allowed to repeat itself in 2027. What happened in 2023, as you all know, was a travesty of justice, a travesty of the will of the Nigerian people, because it was an election in which Nigerians voted overwhelmingly for Peter Obi, and the victory was taken away from the Nigerian people and handed over to those who were not elected by the people. The election was a shambles. Even that was confirmed by the European Union Monitoring Group. That's from perhaps Peter Obi's worldview in talking about the coming election in 2027, saying that what happened in 2023 cannot be allowed to happen again in 2027. And you could hear the cheers coming from the audience, because what is the essence of democracy if the will of the people does not count? Democracy in its simplistic definition is government of the people, by the people, and for the people. And if a government is no longer of the people and by the people, why should it exist? It doesn't make sense. It means you are looking for anarchy. Because what is the difference between the usurpation of the people's will in a democratic, a so-called democratic government from a military government? What is the difference? If the will of the people cannot prevail through the ballot box, how is that democracy different from military dictatorship? So Peter Obi is saying enough is enough. The vote must count. And those who think that they will not count the vote, they will be counted. What he was saying invariably is that there is a strong determination in 2027, in coming election in 2027, that the vote must count. And he said that we are going to be everywhere. We will be everywhere to ensure that the votes are protected. We will vote and protect our votes. One man, one vote. One man, one vote. And that vote must count. That was what he was sharing with Nigerians. That the time of complacency is over. The time that you vote and go home and just accept any kind of thing that INEC dished out to you is over. Now the vote must count. The will of the people must prevail in 2027. Because just look at it this way. If Nigeria, the person that Nigerians voted for, is in charge of Nigeria, if the election of 2023 was free and fair, do you think that this country will be in this mess that it is today? That is the question. That is the question that is begging for $1 million answer. So Peter Obi is saying, no, we're not going to allow it to happen again. And he made reference to the state of things when you don't allow the will of the people to prevail. He made reference to Beirut. He made reference to Afghanistan to remind us what happens when democracy, when the will of the people are not allowed to prevail. What do you get? You create Beirut. You create Afghanistan. It is to tell you that, look, Beirut is not far away. And Afghanistan is not far away. Even Somalia is not far away. And we know what that means. That is when you have a situation where the will of the people are not allowed to prevail. That is when you get your own Afghanistan, you get your own Beirut, you get your own Somalia. Because you think that your will supersede the will of the people. And he said, I have seen fantastic buildings. All these people who are acquiring hundreds of buildings in Abuja and elsewhere, they don't care whether their fellow citizens have a place they can put their head down in the night. They are acquiring everywhere. They keep on acquiring. Primitive accumulation of wealth. Primitive accumulation of land and houses in Abuja and elsewhere, while the rest of the country are dying of hunger and starvation. They don't care. All they think about is that they are going to rig the next election and then impose more hardship on the people and tell the people to continue to endure, that tomorrow will be better. But why don't they themselves wait for tomorrow to be better? They are acquiring 10 houses, 100 houses, have bought off the whole of Abuja. But they are telling others, be patient. The reform will soon work. There will be joy after the pain of pregnancy. But they themselves, they don't wait for that pregnancy to lead to the birth. But they are telling others, oh, the country is still pregnant. You are buying new jets. You are buying new jeeps. They know wait until they deliver the baby. The pain you are passing through is just pain of pregnancy. When the baby comes, you have joy. But why don't you yourself wait for the baby to be born before buying private jets, before buying brand new jeeps from outside Nigeria and all that? You don't wait, but it's others that wait. So he is talking about the fact that, look, this thing cannot continue. That already Nigeria is a country that is not at war, but it has Nigerian refugees in Chad, in Cameroon, in Nigeria, in several other countries around us. We have refugees from Nigeria. We are not yet at war. Therefore, imagine what will happen if this country is allowed to descend to the level this selfish politician want to put it, by not allowing the will of the people to prevail. So what invariably was saying is, look, the will of the people must prevail in the coming election. If you must win in 2027, you must come clean. You must come clean. That's what he's saying. You must win. The election must be free and fair. And the people will know that actually the person in charge is the person that they voted for, and not no more, no less. I think, and his reference to the Titanic is exactly what is happening in Nigeria today. It's exactly what you have. They have created two sets of Nigeria. Those who are in the upper deck, in the sinking Titanic, they are enjoying playing their classical music, living large, oblivious of whatever is happening at the down of the deck of the sinking ship. They don't care. They don't care about anybody. As far as they are concerned, their welfare has been taken care of. They don't need anything. They have all the houses in Abuja. They have all the houses in their state capitals. They have all the houses in their villages. They have houses in London. They have in the United States. They feel on top of the world. If they hear that people are complaining that the tariff on electricity is too much, they say it is even cheaper in Nigeria. What are you complaining about? Nigerians are paying less in electricity. Go and ask those they will mention countries where you should go and ask. And so you should even be happy that they increase the tariff. When you complain about the fuel increase, they say, what are you complaining? Fuel are cheaper in other countries. You are buying it here cheaper. Go and ask what is being sold in so and so country. Go and ask what is being sold there. We are helping you. If you complain about tariff in telecommunication, they say, no, don't complain. It's even cheaper here. Or that they want, the only time you see them talk to you is to remind you, look at what IMF said about us. They say we are doing well. Look at what World Bank report said about us. They say we are doing well. But people are dying. You have a situation where you have a leadership that is uncaring. That's what Peter Obi was talking about. People are being killed every day. Nigerians are slaughtered every day. Nobody goes to them and say, we are sorry. We failed you. It is our responsibility as a government to protect your life and property. We are sorry. We couldn't be here on time. Look at your community. It has been razed. Over 100 houses burnt down. 100 people killed. We are sorry. It will not happen again. Nobody goes and talk to people like that. Nobody even care to go and commiserate with the people and say, okay, you have been driven away from your ancestral homes. We will not allow that to repeat itself. We must return you to ancestral home, to your ancestral home. Nobody does that. Instead, what they try to do is to cover it up as if it doesn't exist. Celebrating. pumping their champagne, dancing, buying new, cruising around. You see people, a minister, moving around with Rolls Royce. Where do you see that? A country passing through the kind of situation we are passing through, a minister will be riding a Rolls Royce. Who are you trying to impress amidst all the hunger and starvation in the country? But that is what you get when you are in a Titanic. Those in the upper deck, they are cruising around with their jeep. They are cruising around with their Rolls Royce, brand new Rolls Royce, telling you can go to hell. We don't care. Even if the ship is sinking, we have our private jets ready that will take us out of the sinking ship. That's all they think about, their interests. Peter Obi said, this cannot continue to be like this. This cannot continue to lie. It is not sustainable. It is not sustainable. And because it is not sustainable, we are not going to allow it in 2027. Nigerians will vote, and their votes will count. And it is good that this thing is coming up now, because that was the mantra of the APC when they were coming ahead of 2015 election. Go and look at all the statements that were issued was issued by the APC at that time, by Lai Mohammed, by the people like Rotimi Amechi and all of them. They were always emphasizing that the vote must count. The vote must count. If the vote does not count, there will be parallel government. The present APC in government, that was what they were telling Nigerians. So it is good that Peter Obi is giving them a dose of their own medicine by telling them that the vote must count in 2027, giving them a dose of their own medicine that we will not allow anybody to steal the mandate of the people. It's interesting that that is the mindset that Peter Obi want to inculcate in Nigerians, and that is the only mindset that is needed if Nigerians are to be able to have the capacity to dismantle the criminality that is going on across the country. It is that the vote must count, no more, no less. Peter Obi has served that notice. He served that notice to election riggers. He served that notice to their enablers that the vote must count. Those who refuse to count the vote will be counted. The vote must count. Last time, those who refused to count the vote, they got away with it. And look at what the country is passing through. And Peter Obi is saying, we cannot allow that to happen again. The vote must count. The vote of the Nigerian people must count. And that we're going to have people everywhere to ensure that the vote count. Of course, we know that all the ambiguities concerning the election need to be removed before the next election. For instance, INEC cannot be given the liberty to decide how to transmit the result. It must transmit it electronically. Anything less than that, then there is no need to even to hold the election. They can as well make a decree and say that Tinubu should continue, instead of saying that this same INEC will conduct the next election without it being specified in clear terms that INEC cannot have the liberty of deciding to conduct the election, count the votes anyhow it likes. That power must be removed from INEC. If it's not removed from INEC, it is even better to just pass a decree. National Assembly can make a law that no election should take place. Tinubu already has been endorsed by everybody in Nigeria that he should just go ahead and continue. That will make more sense than conducting this coming election in 2027 without removing that power from INEC of being so determinant of anyhow it like it can conduct the election, it can count the vote. That liberty must be taken away from them. I don't know what to think about Peter Obi's warning that the next election, the vote must count, or those who refuse to count it will be counted. Whatever is your position, let's hear from you at the comment section. Thank you for watching this video. And if you are new to my channel, you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe to my channel. hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell. When you subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell, anytime I have a new video, you'll be among the first to know. God bless you. And please don't forget to like this video, because when you like it, God will rank it high and recommend it for more people. Thank you, and God bless you and yours.